said I would do a very quick video here, trying out a new camera angle. I'm actually using a little lotion container as a tripod, so we'll see how that goes. Just wanted to give you guys kind of an update on how things are going. I haven't really done too many videos lately just because I was trying to think of an idea of something I wanted to talk about. I don't want to just come on and start randomly talking if I don't have anything to cover. Let's see. What I wanted to go over was diabetes technology and what we have to look forward to in the future. As you know, this year, Control-IQ is going to be coming out for the Tandem pump, which is awesome. It's very close to the Medtronic hybrid closed loop. I think it will actually deliver a correction bolus in addition to changing the basal rates if your blood sugars go high, but I could be wrong about that, but that's my understanding of Control-IQ. So hopefully that comes out soon, and hopefully when that happens I can give you kind of a review of how that's working out, because I know for me, one of my problems is when my blood sugars go high, I tend to overcorrect. I don't like my blood sugars being high. Now, the nice thing about Control-IQ is basal IQ, excuse me, not Control-IQ, basal IQ, is that it suspends delivery when low. I tend to run low frequently, see also overcorrecting for high blood sugars. That was part of why I had to go on a CGM and a pump, because all of my endo appointments basically consisted of a 30-minute lecture about how I should be dead given how often I run low. So my blood sugars have actually been doing quite a bit better. I recently looked at my Dexcom Clarity app, and I am in range about 91% of the time. I'm high about 7% of the time and low about 3%, so that's actually not too bad. So my average blood glucose at the moment is 147. My target BG is 150. I'll convert that to millimoles below. I know 150 is 8.3 millimoles, but I'll have to look up what 147 is. So that's been really good. Now, I heard through the grapevine that sometime next year, Omnipod is going to be working with Dexcom to come up with a closed loop. I know that back in, I think it was 2013, they were looking to integrate, but then they had a bit of a falling out. And so they kind of stopped working together, but I understand now they're working together again. So that'll be a good option, for those who are on Omnipod who want the option to have a system that adjusts for blood sugar variations, kind of like those of us on Tandem or Medtronic are doing. That was one of a couple of reasons why I didn't go with Omnipod, that and the whole insurance being not too sure about the Omnipod system. Hopefully by the time my warranty is up, I'll be able to see if my insurance would cover Omnipod, because I want to have the option to switch. I do like my Tandem, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love Tandem. As you know, I'm an unofficial Tandem ambassador. So I love the Tandem system. It's been working really great for me, but options are nice too. So it's good to have other things to consider. I tried out an Omnipod, as you know. Unfortunately, within 2 hours, it had gotten knocked off my leg. I think that's probably because I just wasn't paying attention where I was walking. I do have a baby gate up by my kitchen. I don't have any kids. I do have a cat who I have to lock up in the kitchen frequently, so yeah, the baby gate is a good way to do that. And unfortunately, I tend to brush up against it when I walk past, just because I don't always pay attention when I'm walking. So yeah, that probably is what contributed to that. I'm sure if I had it elsewhere on my body, that would not have been the case. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's something to look forward to, is the Omnipod integration with the Dexcom. We'll keep our fingers crossed for that. For those of you who use Omnipod, Tandem is becoming even more integrated with Dexcom, which is great for those of us who use t:slim. And yeah, it's kind of an awesome time to have diabetes now. I know when I was younger, the options were, I think there were a couple of really bulky pumps. There weren't any CGMs, and the only options for insulin were regular and Lente, Ultra Lente, and NPH, I was on RNN for the longest time, and then in college I switched over to Humalog, and then I didn't switch to an insulin pen. I was using syringe and vial up until 2007 when I started using insulin pens. Now, there are probably a lot of people who were like, well, you know, you could have started using CGMs and pumps long before then. They were starting to make great inroads in their technology by that point. And yes, that is true, but you have to understand, I was going to doctors who were only looking at my A1C level. They weren't actually analyzing what my blood sugars were doing when. They weren't looking at my meter values, and so they just thought, oh, you have a really low A1C, you're doing great, we don't need to rock the boat, we don't need to change anything. It wasn't until my current endo actually downloaded my meter data when I was testing late at night when my blood sugars would drop. He was like, you're kind of having issues, and I'm thinking you're not filling your lows. I want to put you on a Dexcom to see what your blood sugars are doing at various times. And then he was noticing with my Dexcom that I was dropping like a ton of bricks frequently. So he said, you know what, we need to put you on a pump too to control this a little better. Now, because I'd got a Dexcom, I decided, okay, well, if I have to go on a tubed pump, because at this point I had already contacted Dexcom and they were having issues with my insurance company. Since Medtronic has its own CGM and I was still paying off my Dexcom, I thought, okay, I'll go with the Tandem because I know that's integrated somewhat with the G5. I can get the G5 readings. And then Basal IQ was just in the process of being rolled out when I started on my Tandem. So yeah, I'm finally getting all techie with my diabetes. It took about 30 years for me to get to that point, but yeah, this is an exciting time for me, for diabetics in general. Yes, I know some people prefer persons with diabetes as opposed to diabetics. I'm kind of old school. I grew up, we were diabetics. That's my preferred word. So my channel, my oldest, yeah, my channel, my life, I choose the word diabetic. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, that's what's going on in the world of diabetes and technology. So hopefully I can get this video uploaded soon. I did actually film a variation of this video a while ago, but my phone kind of got overloaded with memory issues, and then I had to delete a bunch of stuff and had to delete that video. And I was having issues uploading it, so yeah, this is my second attempt at this video. I don't film a lot, I realize that, but I do have a full-time job and I have a lot of other stuff going on in my life, so yeah, sorry. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye.